Yo, I'm already way too excited to show y'all what I got, but this is the excitement. It's the little things, in this process that bring you joy. And your boy got a waterproof cast cover. This is gonna revolutionize the shower game when you have an injury. So it's a waterproof boot that has like a suction at the top. This is where you put your leg, mad skin tight, and it's a boot. It really be the little things, bro. I'm excited. Let me have this one, all right? Let me have this. Peace, love, and prosperity, y'all. My name is Pat. I go by Pat Will Prosper on Instagram. I'm 29 years old. I'm a Leo sun, Scorpio moon, and rising. And I consider myself a mental and physical health and wellness advocate. I've been on this health and wellness journey for a while now, probably before I even consciously realized, but March of 2020, at the beginning of the pandemic, was when I really started to understand that my health and wellness was a non-negotiable. I consider myself a creative, so as I continued on this wellness journey, I decided to document it, primarily on Instagram stories. Over the past 5 or 6 months, I've just been tagging members of our community, just encouraging folks to move their body, get up, be healthy for yourself, show up for yourself, right? Using the hashtag #InCommunity and hashtag WholeSquadHealthy. And, the impact that it's had on me, even just the vulnerability to decide every morning to share what it is that I'm doing. It's really a skill that they don't teach, right? Tapping into that creative nerve, tapping into that willingness to share openly your growth. It's something that has really changed me. Then, as life would have it, at a time where I would consider myself in the peak, in my height of athletic ability, I tore my Achilles tendon. Through this video series, I'm hoping to continue to be in community with y'all while being transparent about the recovery process from an Achilles tendon rupture, while just having a good time, man. I just want to be a beacon of positivity, light, and love like you all have been to me. We are each other's reflections. So in my journey, I hope that you can see yourself, believe in yourself, and continue to grow. So let's get it. All right, so I'm going to just rip the Band-Aid off and let y'all know that I ruptured my Achilles playing in a men's basketball league. It really be the ones you love, man. It seems that hoop dreams rupture tendon seams. My demons. One of the things that you'll hear often from victims, yes, victims of Achilles tendon ruptures, is that it feels like somebody just kicked them in the back of their leg. That's exactly how I described it to my doctor. I turned, and before I hit the ground, I was like, Raf, he kicked me! And then nobody was behind me. And I was like, oh, life? I see you, life. Okay. And if you listen closely in the video, you can actually hear the Achilles pop. Wild part is I drove to the gym, and so did my brother. I'm in a league with my brother, and it happened at the end of the first half, and so I had to hobble to the sideline and wait for them to finish the game. From there, my brother took me to the emergency room where clearly he feels my pain, and I'm over here in a wheelchair. My shoes were already tight sneakers, like these are Russell Westbrook's, and it's just a tight shoe, so my foot was swelling inside of the shoe, and it wasn't elevated to the level that it should have been. But because it was a tight fit, I was afraid to take it off. Like, I knew my Achilles was ruptured, and any sudden movement, having to dorsiflex the foot, it could have been, I didn't know what was happening. So, I kept the boot on for a little bit until, the nurse came in and I was like, yo, cut this off. Don't take it off, cut it off. But she gently took it off, and it worked out. Yeah, that first night was tough. I had one nurse that, kind of checked me in and did my vitals, and she was feeling the back of my Achilles, and she was like, oh, usually it rolls up in the back, so you can actually feel a ball, which is the torn Achilles, in your calf muscle around the gastrocnemius and soleus. And when she came in, she was feeling it. She was like, oh, I actually don't feel that. Like, that's a good sign. So I'm sitting there for like 15 minutes waiting for the doctor to come in with a little bit of optimism. And then Doc comes in and he takes one feel and he was like,
I'm severely worried about your Achilles.
I was like, in that moment, I knew to just wait for the final diagnosis. And so he was like, this is outside of my scope of practice. We need to reach out to our foot and ankle specialist. And they couldn't see me till the next day. But he did a couple tests on me, one of which was putting his palm at the bottom of my foot and asking me to plantar flex, right, to push on the gas pedal.
It's very important. Try as best as you can to point your foot for me. Good. Just like that.
And I was able to. And, that was a little bit surprising to him because, with a full Achilles tear, you shouldn't be able to dorsiflex or plantar flex. And so in that way, he was like, either it's not a full tear or your other muscles are compensating to allow for you to do this.
Do you want to touch all your toes?
Yeah.
Okay. If at any point where you're wearing this and you feel like you're losing feeling in your toes, or you're tingly, they're trying to turn blue, undo the bandage, let your foot breathe for a minute, and then redo the bandage.
Okay. And I should just try to maintain this.
Yeah, keep this on for as long as you can until you get seen by a specialist.
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to shower tonight.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Either way, he was like, you need to go see the foot and ankle specialist. Fast forward to the next day, after a night's, I wouldn't even call it sleep because I had a tough time, but the ability to push down that I was able to do the night before was completely gone. When I went into the hospital to see the foot and ankle specialist, he asked me to do that same test and I couldn't push at all. And it was in that moment that I kind of just broke down. I felt like I was carrying a lot with me over the past 24 hours. And when I saw that I had no strength in my foot, it just, a lot of things came tumbling down.
Hey, Mom.
Not my mom lifting her foot with me in solidarity. It's essential to get second, third, fourth opinions. I've been to a couple different appointments now trying to get the accurate, diagnosis of whether it's a partial, full tear, whatever it may be. And, every hospital telling me something different. So I'm going to go with the hospital that views me as an athlete, understands my goals, post-recovery, post-surgery, and talks to me nice. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be your own advocate in this. You got to understand your goals and understand that not everybody sees your vision. I got plans for the future. And, while this feels like a road bump, it really is an opportunity if played right. You know what I mean? So I'm going to come back bigger and better, but only if I advocate for myself.
It's my trusty sock. It's January 14th, so the holiday season is over. But there's something nice about, being different, being out of season. You feel me? It's always Christmas around here. You feel me?
Surgery itself is day surgery. You go home the same day. It takes about 2 hours to do.
Mm-hmm.
After surgery, you're in a splint similar to this.
It's not a cast?
I don't put a cast on right after surgery. The reason being it's going to swell a little bit, okay?
Mm.
And if you have a completely circumferential cast and something's trying to swell inside of it, there's nowhere for it to go. It compress and could be very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So we do what's called a splint, which allows some swelling but still stabilizes the foot and ankle. Okay. You're in that for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, they have you come back. We take the sutures out and we go into a boot at that point. Now the boot is one of two things. Either it's going to be a regular boot that has a heel lift, so basically a lift that keeps your heel up like that, or it's a special boot that has a range of motion brace on it that allows you to basically dial that in, okay?
Gotcha.
And the goal is over the first 6 to 8 weeks to slowly bring that ankle into what's called dorsiflexion, okay? 6 to 8 weeks, you come out of the boot and return to kind of normal shoe wear. The first week and a half of normal shoe wear, you still have a little lift in there, and then you take that out. So by 9 weeks, you're walking in completely normal shoe wear, okay? I recommend no jumping, sporting activity, anything like that for a solid 4.5 months after the repair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there will be lots of physical therapy in between surgery and that point to get you ready to return to all those activities.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In terms of like what we would consider like full recovery or 85% recovery.
4.5 to 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's when you start jumping again.
Yeah.
And once you start jumping, you're going to feel a lot more normal.
Okay. This is encouraging.
The next day.
Going from exercising in some shape or form every day to completely sedentary, completely laid up, and I haven't even had surgery yet. They say you have a 2-week window, between when the rupture happens and getting surgery, and I'm gonna get surgery within the window. I believe it'll be 10 days out. But these 10 days, man, it's like, you're not even starting the recovery process. You're just waiting. Damn near cried every day. It's tough. Feels like a release, though, But can't weight bear on the foot. You really can't move. They want you to be laid up as much as possible. And then it's another 2 weeks once surgery happens. So it's just tough, but we'll push through. We got to.
Man, if this ain't a reminder that we on our own journeys, on Tuesday, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. It's Sunday now, and I'm taking my certified personal trainer test, which I had scheduled for a month ago. But you know how things work out, blessings in disguise. So, I'm about to hop into this test. It's about 10:30. The test is at 11:30. And, I feel confident. I feel good. I put the work in, and I feel like everything is happening for a reason, man. So, I'll catch you at the end. you see me cramming, doing a little bit of last minute, reminders to myself, but, yeah, I'll check back in after the test, and hopefully I got a smile on my face. Yo, I was sweating. If you can't tell, I just passed the National Academy for Sports Medicine Certified Personal Trainer exam. I was sweating bullets. I cannot even lie to you. I wish I could come up in here with a lot of confidence. I think that the biggest variable that I did not anticipate was that, I took 5 practice exams, passed all of them. You have to get out of 100 questions on the practice exam, you have to get 70%, 70 questions correct. And every time I passed. So I was coming in ready, I'm the type that does well under pressure. Like, I feel like I retain information best when I know the test is tomorrow. So I'm like, reviewing all of the content, and I'm feeling pretty good, especially because I'm basing it off of the information that was on the practice test. Now, I pull up to this real test today, and the first 5 questions I skipped because they were literally, I never saw any of that content on the practice exam. And also, like, the intricacy, I would say the biggest difference between the practice exam and the regular exam is that the practice exam is very straight to the point. It's like, if you studied the textbook and the course and the content, you'll be able to answer the questions. Whereas the actual test, there's a little bit more of connecting the dots, right? So you can have the content, and it's almost like what they really want to press you on is, how are you applying it? How are you using your deductive reasoning to eliminate bullets and understand how certain muscle groups work together? You know what I mean? There was just a lot of intricate questions that I was not anticipating. A lot of questions around nutrients and the ways that they're absorbed into the body, which I figured most of it would be on the overhead squat assessment, the OPT model, which is, NASM's pretty much foundational program development model. So I was studying that heavy, and I was studying, certain elements, but Man, I was sweating, and my technique was to go through the questions that I knew for a fact. There was 120 questions on the actual exam, still 70% you need to get. So I'll go through, build up my confidence to know, okay, I know this question, I know that question. And even going through and answering the questions that I did know allowed me to go back and have reference points. You can kind of think of, oh, okay, well, I answered this, even if you're not right, it's like I answered this for this question, so I can't answer it for this question because then that would be contradictory of the answer I put over here. You know what I mean? So it's a little game you play with yourself. One of the things that threw me off was I did it online, so you have a proctor, and the proctor is pretty much taking over your screen, watching you. You have to have 2 reference points so he can see what's on your desk, and then he can see you straight on. So like they ask for a phone or a reflective surface like a mirror. And so he was watching me the whole time, and one of the things he said, he was like, don't shift your eyes from the screen. And I was like, bro, I just showed you my 360 of my room, bro. Like, my eyes sometimes hurt when I'm looking at a screen for long. And he was like, all right, just like do your best. So I was already kind of like, bro, can I look over here? Because when you're thinking, you got to move your eyes and, it kind of helps you remember things. So, I was focused on the screen the whole time. And I think the way that I proved to him that I wasn't looking anywhere else, I would just close my eyes. I don't think you can argue that I got something written on my eyelids. So, I would just close my eyes and think, and that really did help. But yeah, man, passed the CPT, baby. And how ironic it is that I ruptured my Achilles tendon on Tuesday, passed the CPT on Sunday, same week. People always say that we on our own journey, not to compare yourself to others. And for me, this is just a glaring example that, this order of operations that my life is going in right now is unique. And that's an asset. That's a superpower right there. So, I'm really, man, this is a weight off my chest. I've been studying for this for about 5 months. I don't have a background at all in, the body or, kinesiology or, macronutrients and, understanding the ways that foods are absorbed in the body, nutrition, all that. So I was starting from ground zero pretty much. And over this span of 5 months, I think just guided by the fact that I finally found a passion in life. The only way you could study for something like this is if you really are passionate about it. This feels like a mountaintop amongst mountaintops. You know what I mean? So I'm so grateful to get my foot in the door, to have the official certification. The NASM certification is actually the hardest one to get. The pass rate is about 65% of people pass on the first time taking the exam. So I'm just grateful, man, really grateful. Really, this is giving me fuel, the fuel that I need to really just push on. So that's that. And, maybe I will give a better, synopsis when I have some time to sit back and really reflect on this process and, my next steps. But, all in all, I'm just grateful, man. It takes people really encouraging me, believing in me, because I believe in y'all, you know what I mean? And we're going to keep it pushing. So, more updates to come. I believe the official certificate comes in like 3 days, but I'm putting that in my profile of everything, bro. Forget that. And yeah, I'll keep y'all posted, man. Love. CPT Pat here. The only update that I have today is that probably for the past like 17 hours, I haven't been feeling any pain in my Achilles. Up until now, there's still been that lingering, if I move my leg in the wrong way or, I elevate it and I'm first putting it on the pillow, I can feel a little bit of strain. And now I just don't feel anything. And, I was talking to my doctor about it. He was basically saying that, in the beginning of the tear, there might have been a few tendon strands that were still remaining. So, for all intents and purposes for the surgery, we treat it as a full rupture because, it's not even worth mentioning those strands. But because there were still strands, there was still a little bit of tension that when I would move, I would feel the connection still. And, over the past couple of days, I think that those last couple of strands have officially severed from the tendon. So I believe there's a clean sever now. You know, as you can see, I'm still oh God, you can see my room. I'm still rocking my out of season Christmas socks, you know what I mean? Keeping it elevated and everything like that. But yeah, so, you know, I don't know what that means for the surgery itself or recovery, but, you know, just a little note on my progress.
Yeah, but then Friday, then you got the weekend.
So we are officially 1 week out from the initial Achilles rupture. It's Tuesday, happened last Tuesday, and I'm on my way to have the final check-in with the doctor just to check my vitals, make sure that everything's all good for surgery on Thursday. I'm here with my roll dog, my mama. She I don't know how I would have done this if I was still living in New York. I would have just came home. Like, none of this would be possible without this woman here. And so, you know, hopefully everything's a go, and we're cleared for surgery. Ma, what would you say is the most important thing for me to keep in mind as I go into surgery and, you know, the 2 weeks afterwards for recovery?
Well, the first thing to keep in mind you're going into surgery is whatever attitude you go into surgery with, you come out of surgery with it. So if you go into surgery crying, when the surgery is done and you still have some anesthesia in you, you're going to come out crying. Ooh. And I know that for a fact because it happened to me.
And she's a retired nurse. She knows that for a fact.
Yeah. So just going pleasant, you know, and then make sure the doctor that is doing the surgery is the one that said he was going to do the surgery before they put you out.
Yeah. I like that a lot. You know, I've heard that the mindset that you go into, even going to sleep, like if you go to sleep stressed, you wake up stressed.
Exactly.
That I like that a lot.
Because you're going to sleep. They're going to put you to sleep. That's what they're putting you out is.
Right.
So, yeah. You come right out.
I like that. I like that. As I wasn't ready for that. You dropping knowledge. Cool. So, you know, we about to go inside. I'm gonna see if they're gonna let me record inside, because I know people feel the type of way. But if you're doing your practice, what you got to hide?
Yeah, how did they?
COVID testing.
Did we go that way?
Yeah, I would imagine. Right here.
Okay, I just need your full name and date of birth.
Patrick Williamson, August 5th, 1992.
Perfect. Back to you. Have you had this done before?
I have. Is this the one that like goes into your brain?
Yeah, not all the way to your brain, but
I had one that was like that was the farthest.
It's not that bad, but I do get up there a little bit.
Okay.
But it won't be as bad. It's probably the one you had before.
Okay.
I'm
when
mentally
prepared.
Find out
24 hours the results come back.
And it goes to his phone?
Yeah, it goes to your. Do you have a My Leahy chart open?
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
so it'll go there, and it's to the doctor that wrote the order.
Okay.
They'll get the results too. Okay?
All right, cool.
All right, so just look straight ahead for me. This way, look straight. Put your mask on for me, team, but more. There you go. Okay, ready? Breathe out through your nose. It makes it a little easier. Breathe out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See? Little up there, but not.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see. Appreciate it.
You don't have My Leahy chart. What kind of...
So you could back up.
I was going to close it.
I got you.
And this, oh, I got you.
personal history of stroke, blood clots, thyroid issues, diabetes, heart attack, COPD, asthma, sleep apnea, irregular heartbeats, heart attacks.
You got the whole list memorized?
Yeah.
You probably go through it enough.
We do several times a day.
You know, when I pulled up to the office, I was ready with questions. I came with the full clip. I went over it with my mother, thinking about the right things to ask. And so, you know, if nothing else, trust that there's never too many questions that you can ask in a situation regarding your own recovery. So the boot would be 2 weeks after the surgery. Does weight bearing happen upon getting that boot? And when it comes to elevation, he said that my tear was like higher than normal, like normally it's closer to the heel, mine was a little bit higher. After surgery, is it like bedridden unless going to the bathroom type of thing? It's more comfortable for me to have the support at the knee and then basically have my leg elevated, and the next time I would see him is Thursday, like day out. Does that have anything to do with like tension? If an infection happens, it would likely be from aftercare. And keeping it under the heart just makes, because obviously the heart pumps blood out to the body. And, you know, I have 2 pillows that bring my leg up. You know, I want to just do everything right. It makes the amount of blood flow and the speed at which it flows just like slow down. Okay. And then from here, from my knee to my ankle is like pretty plateaued. Does that still count as elevation, or does the whole foot need to be? Are those medications that I should take proactively, or should I wait to see if I have those symptoms and then take them? Okay. Yeah. That's a great question. Awesome. Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Okay. Can I ask 2 more questions?
Oh, sure.
So we leaving the hospital now. I got cleared for surgery. Everything is A-okay. My man asked me if I was an athlete. You know how that go. A lot of guy with me. And, you know, on to surgery on Thursday. Y'all know I'm on this recovery period, you know. It's my sister's birthday, actually. I'll show y'all later. It's my sister's birthday, so we'll say happy birthday to her. But before I do, I was actually playing basketball with this man when I tore my Achilles. So I actually wanted to ask both my brother Alan and his fiance Kimon. You know, I'm about to go into surgery on Thursday, and I just want some advice. Like, what do I do before or after? Like, you know, how should I approach this recovery period? What's your advice?
Trust your doctor.
Fair.
Shake their hand going in.
Shake their hand.
Make eye contact with them. So they feel the presence of your soul as they're operating on you.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Then it'll make them more attentive and put their full heart into it.
I do like that connection. That's real.
For recovery, patience. Take it slow.
Yeah.
One day at a time. There's gonna be good days. There's gonna be bad days. Like, ride it out. Think big picture, long term. It's gonna take a lot of patience.
Yeah. About 5-6 months.
Keep your eyes on the prize and where you're gonna end up going, and make sure that every day you're improving in some way.
That's love.
If you can't physically be moving so much. And hit up KD and Kobe.
That's right. That's right.
Read about what these other people have done.
Yeah.
To respond to the Clay Thompsons out there and how they kind of
That's real.
found ways to get through it.
That's real. I like that. I've been watching some videos online of recovery stories and all that, so I like that. Come on, would you add anything, or do you co-sign?
I echo a lot of what was said. I think you said it perfectly.
Yeah. Look at that.
But yeah, Pat, you're made for this. The strength that you've shown over the past few years, you know, you've demonstrated that you're resilient, and this is just an opportunity for you to continue to show that resilience. And this is a part of your story, it's a part of your journey, and it's just, you're going to come out on the other side of it just even more brilliant and incredible. So wishing you all the very best.
Valid.
Y'all see the community around me? First of all, it's my sister's birthday today. If you couldn't tell by the tiara.
What is happening right now?
It's not live. I'm gonna edit it.
I just look over and I'm on camera. I'm like, excuse me?
It's my sister's birthday today. Very proud to be her brother. Just want to say happy birthday to you, sis. You look beautiful. I have surgery on Thursday. I'm just curious, from big sis to little bro, what would you advise? What's some advice you would give me for this recovery period?
I don't remember all of our medical histories, but when I was 18, 14 years ago, I stayed in the hospital for a week when I had my rib surgery.
Wow.
And my vein surgery. And that recovery is rough.
Yeah.
There's something about that where you learn this inner peace, where you learn to be okay with just being alone. In a weird, kind of dark way, you're just by yourself.
Yeah.
But you get to reflect and think and kind of figure out what you like. I learned a lot about myself. I made a lot of lists.
Yeah.
Kind of talk to myself, not in a bad way, but just to keep your mind active.
That's healthy, yeah.
Yep.
What type of list? Like
to-do lists.
Grateful lists?
Yeah, things you're grateful for. People that you keep in your life, like friends. Kind of start to compartmentalize like different things in your life and kind of think about stuff because you have a lot of time in your hands.
Just like
Yeah.
Patrick to make
When you're recovering, is a lot of time.
Toast to Patrick. His birthday then.
Patrick, Patricia, same thing.
Same thing. I appreciate that. Matt, do you have any advice?
So I had back surgery on time.
Yeah, he's had surgery.
But it wasn't too bad. I was in there, I don't remember, a few days.
Yeah.
How was recovery?
Actually, that was right when I started to get to know Trish. She was around and helped me. And so that helps.
That's good help.
You have your family around you, they'll be around to help you.
Yeah, for sure.
Parents, it's good you're not like by yourself.
This too shall pass. Michelle.
Yes.
What advice do you have for me for my recovery period? Oh wait.
Keep up with him.
His body. Lean into your tribe.
Ooh.
Be with your people.
Yeah.
Recovery is hard by yourself, so you gotta lean on everyone you got.
Yeah. I like that. Kelsey, what advice would you give for recovery?
Be patient with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Be patient with yourself. Don't rush it. Don't push yourself. Just focus your mind on when you're fully healed and let yourself get there on your body's timeline, not your mind's timeline.
Yeah.
My other advice, celebrate your little victories.
That's key. That's key. I like that a lot.
Every little step, yeah.
Absolutely. I like that. That's great advice. Listen, man. We officially 1 day out from surgery. Surgery day is tomorrow. It is Wednesday. Surgery on Thursday, bro. I never thought we would get here, bro. Man, this process has taught me so much about patience. When I first got word from the surgeon that surgery would not be until 10 days out from the original rupture, I was like, Doc, quit playing with me. But that day, tomorrow, came so much quicker than I anticipated because I kept my mind busy. One of the many reasons why I love exercise is because when you're at the gym or when you're finding a way to move your body, can't nobody tell you that there's a better way to spend your time. When I pull up to the gym, I'm like, yo, this is me time. You know what I mean? And I can lose myself in the workout because I have confidence that what I'm doing currently is essential to who I want to be. I don't have to calculate the whether this is worth it or not. It's like, nah, I know what I'm committed to. I know how this plays a part in my long-term well-being. And when you push in weight, you literally have to be fully present. You have to focus on your breathing. You have to, understand your hand placement. You need a foundation in the proper way to do an exercise before you can move on to higher weights. So you have to focus on your form. You have to be fully present. For 2 hours, I'm tapped in and confident that what I'm doing right now is serving my betterment, my higher self. And without that escape, without that routine, I experienced identity issues. It is so foundational to who I am developing myself to be that when I had to stop and pause and be still, I didn't know where to find myself. And I mean, shout out to the community around me because y'all been uplifting me so much and giving me things to think about. One of the things that my boy Kamali told me, follow him on IG and YouTube, dope videographer, he got a vision. One of the things that he said that really stuck with me was that a lot of what I'm missing, right? A lot of what I feel deprived of. Sure, it's the movement of the body and the release of endorphins, but a lot of it is the regimen, right? The thought that I can commit myself to something over a long period of time. It's a daily practice and see results, right? You miss that part because when you're still, it feels like, oh man, like all the work that I've been doing is falling off and I'm gonna have to start all over. A lot of these things go into your head and they compound upon the physical pain because you're going through this psychological kind of anguish, right? And one of the things that he said is like, bro, fitness is in all elements of wellness. You know, you're just looking at moving your body, but fitness, you know, the fitness necessary, the regimen necessary, the routine, the habit change necessary is applicable to nutrition, is applicable to your sleep cycle, the amount you read, you know, reaching out to people in your community. Like fitness and the regimen is a holistic approach, right? And so he knows me and he knows my passion for creativity. And he was like, bro, you got to dive in and apply the same regimen to your creative side, right? You know, like I post videos here and there on Instagram, but he was like, what could it look like to document your rehab process? You know what I mean? Like he planted this seed in my head to now be giving y'all what you watching right now. You know what I mean? And to his credit, what he's talking about is applying that feeling of like, okay, what is something I can do daily that compounds upon each other each day so that, you know, by day 30, I look back and I'm like, wow, I picked up pebble after pebble after pebble day by day. And now I got a little anthill, you know what I mean? And then that anthill turns into a hill, turns into a mountain, you know what I mean? And so activating this creative side has been essential to me, just like passing the days by, you know what I mean? In the beginning, it felt like I was just counting down the days until surgery. And now it feels like I wake up and I'm like, yo, I got so much time to do the things that I have on my agenda. You know, one of the main things that people talk about in terms of reaching their goals as barriers to reaching their goals is lack of time across all industries, whether it's physical therapy, getting work done in business, like whatever it is, it's lack of time, right? And now time feels abundant. I know it's still not, but even that reframing in my mind that I have a list of things that I want to do, even if that thing is just reading, being more creative, loving more, right? There's so much time in the day for me now, to the point where like I'm genuinely excited to continue on this path because I feel like I'm setting habits that will last me a lifetime if I tap into the intention and commitment behind them. And the last thing that I'll say is, you know, oftentimes we get lost in the things that we can't control. Right? We define ourselves by the things that, whether it's external reactions or, you know, the flow and ebb of the culture around us, whatever it may be, we root ourselves and our identity in things that we cannot control. You know, what it feels like right now is me looking around at the things that I thought were in my control, like moving my body, and realizing that, you know, we need to practice detachment with a lot of the things that we value in life. Detachment actually allows you to appreciate things more because you're not clinging to them. You don't have the anxiety of the thought of losing them. So you can actually appreciate them in the presence without the anxiety of losing them, right? And I had an attachment with physical movement, right? And I think that this time period is actually allowing me to take a step back and truly appreciate what's happening, right? Appreciate this forced moment for me to be still and pause, because now I'm looking at physical movement as something that I can appreciate in the moment because I know it's fleeting, you know? So really thinking about the things that you can control. And there's not many because, you know, your mind fades as well and, you know, it's tough. But, you know, practicing detachment has been important to me. So just some logistics for the rest of my day, you know, the day before surgery. I'm not allowed to eat or drink after midnight tonight. So I'm, you know, staying hydrated. I have a reusable water bottle. It's just in the other room and it's not full. So I got to go downstairs. You know, it's a process. So, you know, I'm staying hydrated today because I know after midnight, my surgery is at 10:45 in the morning on Thursday. So I know after surgery or after midnight, I'm not going to be able to eat or drink. So staying hydrated. And then so they have this product called chlorhexidine. What's that John called? chlorhexidine. So they have this product called chlorhexidine. It's in like this soap. It's a body wash that basically you wash yourself with it 2 days before surgery, the day before surgery, and then the morning of. And it's basically like an antibacterial deep cleanse of your body. I had to ask the physician's assistant that was taking my vitals yesterday. I had to ask her. I was like, yo, I got a new tattoo on my thigh. Probably like a week and a half ago. Yeah. So it's still healing, still peeling. When I do the chlorhexidine, is the chlorhexidine gonna mess it up or like make it fade? Do you think that would hurt the tattoo?
Where's it's tattooed on the other leg?
Yeah, it's right here on the other leg.
I'm not sure what it would do, so I would just avoid that area. Yeah.
Okay. He was like, I don't know about that. So I've been avoiding that area on my thigh. I'm going to mention that to the doctor as well, just so they know, but I think it's going to be all right. I got tattoos like, on my arm and stuff, and they're a little bit older, so I wasn't worried about it there. But so I took one yesterday, took my chlorhexidine shower yesterday, and I'm about to take one today. And when you take a shower and your foot laid up like mine is, it's an event, bro. Like, I'm mentally prepared. They talk about mental rehearsal. I literally think about, okay, so I'm gonna go downstairs, right? And I'm gonna step in the shower, and I'm gonna have my bag over my foot so it don't get wet. And then I'm gonna balance like this. We got a little chair built into the shower. So I'm gonna sit in the chair, my foot outside. I'm gonna use the retractable head shower pointed at this angle. Like, you gotta prepare yourself. And then the way that the wash works is you lather your body with it everywhere but the site, actually, of the injury, because when you come in, they do their own clean of the site itself. And then, you lather yourself, you wait for a minute to let it like sink into the skin, and then you wash it off. And I can show you what the bottle looks like. I may show you a little bit of the process, but I don't know how I would do that, actually. So I'm not going to show you that, but I'll show you the bottle. Just so you know what it looks like. So, I got that. I got to stay hydrated. And then just mental preparation. What my mom said really stuck with me in terms of like the mindset that you go into surgery is how you wake up out of it. So I'm about to be like in my meditative state before going in. You know what I mean? Like, when I come out, I'm trying to be bliss. You know what I mean? A little trippy because, they they give you a little prescription for a little something. So for the pain, but I'm trying to be zen coming out of it, because tomorrow in my mind is the beginning of the healing journey. So I just want to start it off on the right foot. But that's it for me for today, and I'm excited, bro. I'm excited to just start this journey. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting me, bro. Like, community is everything. I am because we are. It takes a village. All of that. You know what I mean? Like, y'all are my reflection. So. It's much appreciated, and I'll keep y'all posted, man. Y'all know how this go. Yeah.
Today's the day. Surgery day. About to take my shower and head to the hospital. Let's get it. It's Thursday, about 6 a.m. The surgery got moved. It was originally at 10:45. Got a call yesterday. Got moved to 7:45. So we on our way to the hospital. Got my road dog with me, my mother. She driving me. And I feel good. I feel good energy, positive vibes. And I'll let you know how it goes.
Are you going to be the ride? Right. They're not open yet. Yeah, they're not open yet. Yeah, on the road. Sorry, I'm gonna have
Fun fact, this is actually the hospital that I was born at. feel good. Feel real good. Successful surgery. Just blessed, grateful, for sure. We out here, man. Gonna get checked out in a bit, but appreciate the support and well wishes. We'll be out here soon. And I didn't have to take out my jewelry. It's a good day. Road to recovery soon come.